OpteriX offers the most detailed solution for managing air conditioning business. Today, let's see how OpteriX can be used for managing retail sales. I start by logging in as a salesperson, Shivam in this case. This is a sales module where at the top we have some actions available for project sales like inquiry, product selection, quotation, planning, etc. For retail, there is a simple process which starts from creating a retail quotation. So we start from here. Here we will select a customer, delivery location and add some items and save, and that's it. I have selected the add new customer option to enter a new customer and I'm going to save it. And next I will pick an OEM. This is just so that their name appears in our quotation, and I pick a delivery location. The delivery location can be different from the billing location. In this case we say that they are the same, so I pick the same billing location, and here I can enter a subject like split ACs for office. Please note that to select items we must search in the system and pick the suitable items, such as if I type 3-star, I'll be presented with different kinds of 3-star ACs and I can pick the one that I want, right? Supposing I want this 3x3 cassette AC, I'll pick that, right? If I want one of this also, I pick that. So you have to pick from the item master and select. You cannot simply write down the names of the items here, right? Then you put the quantities needed, like supposing you want 4 of these and 5 of these, you write that, and the prices can be entered here. If you have the prices in the item master predefined, then those will be brought here. Otherwise you can enter the price here. You can enter discount if you want to give a discount on this. It can be provided like this, right? And after this we save it, and that's it. Our detailed quotation is ready. You can present it to the customer. To create a document presentable to the customer, we need to hit this button called quotation. So I hit the button called quotation, and you see this document has appeared. Now I click on it and I see that this quotation has been created in the name of Mr. Vijay Vardhan. Back in the list of retail quotations, we see that the total quantity, the total amount, and delivered quantity, delivered value, etc. are present in this list. These delivered quantity and value will be updated as we deliver. It is possible that against this particular quotation, we will deliver it in 2 or 3 steps, in which case we will see that the delivered value will be slowly increased as we deliver. Now, if you want to make a change in the quotation, you can just double click and go to the quotation. Say you want to change the discount here or add an item. You can just do that and save it. And then remember to always hit this quotation button again so that this offer letter that has been given to the customer is updated suitably. Now, if you want to keep this copy of the quotation and create another revision for the customer, supposing you have sent it to the customer and the customer wanted some changes, so you want to hold on to this copy but you want to send another version to the customer, then use this button called revise. This revise button, if I hit, it creates a copy with all the details of the customer. Now supposing you want to create a different version, supposing instead of Daikin you want to now offer Carrier, right? And so you will suitably change this machine. So I have replaced the Daikin cassette ACs with similar Toshiba ones, and quantities have been left the same and prices might change a little bit. So change the prices, and if I want I could change the discounts back to 0 or something. So and then save it. So now what happens is we have two versions of the quotation for the same customer. One is this version 54 and the other is version 54R1, right? Based on whichever one the customer selects, one of them will be marked as confirmed, and we will start delivering. So we mark that as confirmed and save it, and that ends the job of the salesperson. And now we get into the store where the material will be delivered. For making deliveries, we go to the store module. This is the store module. As we can see, there are reports showing pending activities for the stores, such as pending material requests from the projects that they need to deliver, and showing which items are below minimum stock level and so on. But the most important thing for now is a retail sales pending delivery. In this report, it shows against which customer which orders are pending, and we see that there is an order for Mr. Vijay Vardhan. So we click on the Vijay Vardhan and see that the retail quotations confirmed list is showing up, and it shows the name of the customer, where the delivery has to go, and so on. And what we have to do is select and use this button called setup retail dispatch. When we click that button, this dispatch editor opens up. This dispatch editor has been already filled with the name of the consignee and the storekeeper's name, etc. All we have to do is enter the quantity to be dispatched, and in the remarks we can enter the serial numbers of the equipment being sent. So there are 4 items being sent here. Let us say their serial numbers are like this. You will enter the correct ones, of course, and save. And because we did not enter any quantity for the other item that has been dropped from the delivery editor, we are only sending this one item, and we get into this next screen where we can see a delivery challan that looks like this, and along with the serial numbers, and we can send it along with the equipment. As soon as the delivery challan is created, the accounts department gets alerted. This is the accounts department, and as we can see, among other reports, there is this report called delivery spending invoice. That means we have created deliveries of equipment and they have not been invoiced. So we pick this one for August, and we can see that there is a Vijay Vardhan delivery that has gone, and there is no invoice number here. So it's easy to create an invoice. What we have to do is just go to this thing called setup invoice. We just click that, and what happens is that the rates are picked from the quotation that was issued to the customer and the quantity from the delivery channel, and this invoice is created. So we just review it, and if we think this is fine, we click here and save, and that's it. An invoice is created. This is the invoice, and as we receive payment, we will update this invoice with the payment received using this option called payment received. And until then, it will show in the accounts department among the outstanding receivables by month. See here, for August we have some receivables, and this would be the Vijay Vardhan invoice also among the unpaid invoices, and it will be tracked by the accounts for payment. Next in sequence is installation of the equipment. For that, we go to the service department. This is the service department. Here again, there are reports that show the service department all the pending activities, such as what complaints need immediate attention, and there is this thing called new machines and says Vijay Vardhan. So we have delivered 4 machines to Vijay Vardhan, and now those need to be installed. So we come to this machine master. All these machines that were delivered in the delivery challan have been entered here. What we have to do here is enter where these machines will be installed, the specific location in the customer's home. Say this will be in the living room, and this will be in the dining, and this goes to the master bedroom, and this goes to the child bedroom, right? You can enter these details so that your technician will know where these things have to be installed. Having done this, hit this button here called install, right? As soon as we hit install, we come to this particular form where we can make any changes if required. such as schedule, date, etc., and add a technician who is actually going to perform the installation, and we can add a helper also and save. So this installation complaint has been entered. The customer gets to know by email that this complaint has been entered. Before the technician goes to the site, we must issue some spares. Let's see how to do that. We are back in the service dashboard. Now we look at this report called pending installations. We had created a installation task for Mr. Vijayvardhan, and it's here and it's pending. We click on that and we see that this task is there, and what we have to do now is issue spares. Say we want to send some copper tube and maybe other things. We just go to issue spares, and again this whole thing has been filled up. We just have to pick what we want to send. Say we want to send this kind of a refrigerant tube. We enter a quantity, say 15 meters we want to send, and save. So this is a delivery challan which has been essentially created to be given to Aftab as he goes to do his work. To see installation now, we go to the site work dashboard. This is a technician's dashboard, and I can see that the technician has been assigned some complaints. I have logged in as Aftab, by the way, so I can see that there are these complaints assigned to him, one of them being Vijayvardhan complaint. I click on that, it shows me the further detail of what needs to be done, the address and so on. The first thing the technician does is does a check-in, and the next thing, the machines are installed as required, and an important thing is the checkpoints for each of those machines. All these things have to be checked. So the technician clicks on each of these items to say that these have been checked, and then clicks done and save. And as soon as he does that, the checkout option opens up. It is also possible to upload a photo here, and then I do a checkout, and I see that these 4 machines that were scheduled for the installation have been presented here. So the technician, what he has to do is pick the action what has been done, say install, right? So for each of these it says installed, and optionally the marks can be entered, and the location of where these have been installed is already here based on the instructions that were given early on when this task was created. So now the technician can simply take the customer's signature. Supposing this person is at the customer site, they can enter their name and number and signature on the phone. This whole thing has been designed to fit the phone properly, and save, and that's it. This job is done. A email goes to the customer with a service report listing what was done, and a rating is being requested here from the customer. So the technician is supposed to hand over the phone to the customer, where the customer gives rating and says remarks, and then hits save. And as soon as he does that, and the screen goes back to the home. So the technician's work is done and a service report has been generated. The technician can look at the service report. It is here. See, Vijayvardhan task is now looking gray because the job is done, and the service report is available, and it looks like this, right? All these machines, they have been installed, and a technician and the customer has signatured here, and the checkpoints have been listed here, and so on. Job done. The service department is alerted. We are back in the service department. This time we will look at this report here called job done pending close, and we see month wise all the work that has been completed by the technicians is presented here. We click on that and we see this Vijayvardhan task has been completed. It's an installation, and it says that there's a service report here which indicates that this job is completed. So now we can raise an invoice and return any spares that were left. So to create an invoice, we go to this service invoice, and when we do that, it shows the quantity of items that were delivered to the technician when he went for the service. And now we can say, supposing 15-meter copper pipe was sent and he used only 10 meters, so we can only charge customer for 10 meter. So we are going to put the quantity as 10, and we put a rate here, say this. And if required, we can put some labor items here in case some work was done which can be charged. We can just enter that and put quantity and rate like that. And if we are happy with this, we click and save, and that's it. So that's how a labor related, service related invoice is created, and then the accounts department can follow up for the payments and so on. Now let's see what else needs to be done. So we go back to this complaint for which we raised an invoice. Next, we have to return the spares that were left. So we go to this option called return spares. Now see what happens here. This form has been completely filled. It says that we had delivered 15 meters of this pipe, out of which 10 was used. Remember, we had invoiced for 10, which means the balance quantity is 5. These 5 meters need to come back. So if we get the 5 back, we write that down, and then the whole thing has added up. In case 5 meters did not come back, you know that there has been a loss. Okay, so we save it, and that completes this particular task of installing the machines. Now we are ready to go back to the complaint and mark it as completed, like that. So that completes this job of installing it as well. To complete the sales process, all we have to do now is start warranty. Back in the service dashboard, we see this pending installations. It is still showing 1. It's waiting for you to finish creating the warranty. So the installation has been completed, everything is done. All we have to do is hit this button called start warranty. So we do that, and when we do, we are brought into this screen where the warranty related detail has been filled up: start date, end date, first service date, and so on. Any of these things, if required, can be modified as needed. For example, the service manager, supposing when you want to change this, we change the service manager. Whatever changes have to be made are done and saved. As soon as you do this, a warranty AMC summary is created. We will be notified by email and also on the dashboard about all the routine maintenances due each of these months, so that you can carry out the routine maintenance by coordinating with the customer. That completes our journey for retail sales, starting from a quotation and all the way to delivery of the machines and start of the warranty. Thank you for watching. Please get in touch. We can discuss how OpteriX can solve the specific problems that you are looking to solve in the exact way that you would like solved. We are experts at understanding problems and delivering solutions which are very easy for your employees to use on a daily basis. Thank you.